Hey everybody, it is Daniel here for Mobile Syrup, and this is very exciting. This is the launch of the Motorola RAZR. This is the relaunch of that seminal brand that we all loved in the mid-aughts, that phone that everybody bought in white or black or red or pink or even gold for the more seasoned Jersey Shore fans among us. This device is a very different beast. This is trying to relaunch that brand in the smartphone era, and I think that Motorola has done a very good job in bringing that design sensibility back to Android, and definitely they're making good on their promise to relaunch with an attractive device. While this won't be for everybody, it's a little bit big, but it's also one of the thinnest devices on the market. It's 7.1 millimeters at its thinnest point. It's also very light at 127 grams, and it's incredibly well constructed. It's very, very hardy, robust. You cannot move this thing for anything. It's actually made of Kevlar at the back. It's got this Kevlar backing, same stuff that's used in bulletproof vests. It's got this stainless steel bridge here, so the entire bezel is made of stainless steel and aluminum. So that makes it very strong, and it will also repel scratches and other marks. So let's just take you around the device. First, obviously on the front, there's a 4.3-inch QHD Super AMOLED display. That means that this resolution is 960 by 540. This is the highest resolution Super AMOLED display on the market. The standard 4 capacitive buttons are on the bottom. You have menu, home, back, and search, and a microphone there. These will be incorporated into Ice Cream Sandwich when it launches in early 2012. There is a 1 megapixel front-facing camera and a notification light, as well as the very noticeable Motorola logo right there on the front. Bottom of the device is empty. On the right-hand side of the device, we have a plastic two-step volume rocker here, kind of in just on top of the middle here. Not a very ideal placement for it, but definitely wanting for space on the device. We can understand why they put it there. The power button is actually really nice. It's a metal construction. It's got this, it's kind of textured here, so you won't miss out on it, and you can definitely tell the difference between that and the volume rocker from your pocket, for example. On the top of the device, we have the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, micro USB port, and an HDMI out. On the back of the device, we have this kind of reverse hump that extends the device just a couple millimeters past the 7.1 millimeter point, but that's for the 8 megapixel camera housing with 1080p capabilities. It has an LED flash and a quite sizable speaker grill, as well as 2 more microphones for noise cancellation. We also have on the left hand side this little cover here that comes out that exposes the SIM card slot. This is a micro SIM, so this is after the iPhone 4 and 4S. This is the only device that we know of in Canada to use a micro SIM that's being sold by the carrier, and a micro SD slot as well, which is empty because there is 16 gigabytes of internal storage in here. There's also 1 gig of RAM and a bunch of other cool stuff. The processor is quite advanced. It's not the fastest on the market, but it definitely does the job. So you can see that transitions are pretty smooth in here. You've got some widgets that have been pre-installed and have excellent 3D effects. You know, when you turn the device over, it kind of... Oh, let's actually get into an app and it'll show you. So if you want to turn it into landscape mode, you can see that it does that kind of bounce effect. That's really nice. You can see that viewing angles are pretty fantastic. You get about 180 degrees from wherever you are, and that's due to the Super AMOLED display. You also get excellent color reproduction. Black levels, as I said, are absolutely perfect. It's a little bit of a fingerprint magnet, but not more than any other device. There is Gorilla Glass on the front, and you can see that the glass curves a little bit, so you get that kind of runoff feeling. It's beautifully integrated right there into the steel frame, and curves just a tiny bit to give a bit of a kind of a macro effect. So just enlarges everything tiny bit, but not enough to be perceptible. The Rogers network runs on 14.4 megabits a second, so this is a 4G device, and so far so good. So check a full review out in a few days, but now that is a little bit of a hardware and a software preview for you, and thanks so much for watching. Actually, quickly before we go, I just wanted to compare the size of the RAZR with some of the devices that have recently launched. This is the iPhone 4S, and this is a 3.5-inch screen. You can see just how much bigger the RAZR is. It also fits pretty well right underneath the camera module in the nook, so you can see just how much bigger the RAZR is than the iPhone 4S. Other devices that have recently launched, we have the Htc Amaze. Totally different design, totally different audience, but probably double the size, well, not double the thickness. This is about 12 millimeters as opposed to 7.1, but much heavier and definitely a different design to the RAZR. And a device that I'm sure everybody knows, it's the Motorola Atrix, and you can see that when the Atrix launched earlier this year, it was quite a big device at 4 inches, and launched with a QHD display as well, but you can see just how much bigger the RAZR is than the Atrix. So that's just a quick look at the Motorola RAZR, launched today on Rogers. Thanks so much for watching.